So, after the high-level information we got yesterday for fixes and changes coming out of the Battlefield 1 beta that will be implemented into the final game, today we got some more specific fixes detailed by one of the dev team. The medic was a class that many felt needed a lot of work from the beta, and I was included in that group of people, not least of its issues being the lack of a revive icon, a key and extremely important part for the class, and it left many players dead on the ground, simply skipping to the respawn screen. That, along with a few other things, have been changed, and we'll be diving into those in today's video. All of this information has been taken from JJJU's Twitter feed. Now, you might recognize that name. That is the Twitter handle of Julian Manilov, who is a developer over at DICE LA, and those guys are helping DICE Stockholm get Battlefield 1 ready for its launch day. Now, last night, a lot of people were just looking for extra information, and Julian entered a conversation with a few community members around the changes that were announced, and Julian was only too happy to provide some extra information about the medic fixes. Speaking of Twitter, you guys should follow me on there. There's a link in the description. I'm always there chatting and retweeting Battlefield information and just having some good conversations with you guys. You can stay even more up to date if you follow me over there. First up, we're going to talk about the Syringe, the actual gadget the medic can use to revive people in Battlefield 1. This was the gadget during the beta that barely anyone received use of, and it was one of DICE's top fixes to sort out for the final release. Julian explained firstly that the revive icon in the beta, the one that had to be activated by players pushing the button in the kill cam, sometimes didn't sit over the body who requested the revive. Now, this could cause confusion with the few players who actually tried to revive people, sometimes not knowing whether to run to a body or the icon. That's been fixed. Also, in the minimap, the death icon, the skull and crossbones, that would sit at the exact location that the player died. Might sound like a good implementation, but sometimes that icon would be in a very different place from the dead body that was actually on the map. It could have moved from an explosion or even from the force of the ragdoll animation when you die. That's been fixed as well. Another fix, which links back to the location of bodies and icons, and I just mentioned this, is that the Syringe will now be able to revive a body even if it's flown away from the point of which the player actually died. Again, an explosion could send that body ragdolling up into the air, and it could land 25 feet away. And the Syringe will now be able to revive that player at the location where the body ends up. This is a fix from Battlefield 4. Sometimes bodies would slide down staircases, or they might fly too far away from the radius where the death actually occurred, and they couldn't be revived anymore. That's been fixed. Another big plus there for the DICE developers. Perhaps the biggest change, though, is this one, and you're going to be really happy about this one, trust me. The revive icon, also known as the triage icon, now shows automatically the moment you die, if you're able to be revived. This removes the need to click a separate button in the kill cam to tell medics you need a revive. Thank God. This was perhaps the single biggest issue with the revive system in Battlefield 1, and I'm so happy that DICE have reverted it back to what it used to be like in previous games like Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. I think the feedback on the system was pretty clear. People didn't like it, and it removed a big element of passive team and squad play from the game. DICE got this one right. It's back how it used to be. I think people are going to be really happy about that. The mention of if you're able to be revived by Julian, he later clarifies that in the conversation. Soldiers cannot be revived if they die operating a vehicle, and that includes horses and cannons on the map as well, or if they die within 10 seconds of the last time that they were revived. So if you revive a player and they die again instantly, maybe they're shot by a sniper, you will not be able to bring them back a second time. If you revive someone, they get up, run for cover, and then die 20 seconds later, you can go over and revive them again. The key thing here, if there's a revive icon, you can run over and revive them. If the revive icon doesn't appear, then you're not going to be able to revive that dead body. This 10-second limit, though, is presumably to stop the madness that occurred in Battlefield 3, where medics could load up on points by simply just continuously reviving players, or even using them as bait for enemies to kill while they repositioned on the map. It was a dirty tactic, really. I'm glad to see they followed the fixes that they made in Battlefield 4, and now those will be in Battlefield 1. One extra point to note from this medic revive change, you can now no longer revive the elite classes. So Flame Trooper, Sentry and Tank Hunter, you can no longer revive them. All of those will now be a single death class, meaning if you die, you'll be sent back to the spawn screen and you'll need to spawn in as a normal soldier again. This will prevent the elite classes from just bossing the map, people getting revived by medics and then just carrying on. I think we can all agree those elite classes, specifically the Sentry and the Flame Trooper, were extremely powerful in the right hands. Just to clarify, because I thought about this in my head, the elite classes will respawn on the map after a timer is completed so other people can use them. It's not just a single use class and then it's not available for the rest of the round. It just means you cannot be revived as one of the elite classes anymore. Now that is a lot of fixes just for the medic and their revive mechanic. If all of this has been accomplished just a week or so after the beta, I expect we will see a lot more information coming out soon surrounding changes to other parts of the game, like the other classes, weapon balance, and vehicles very soon. As I said, follow me on Twitter, the link's in the description. I'm always there talking to you guys about Battlefield and talking to the developers as well. It's a really cool way to keep up to date with all the information that's constantly coming out for this game. As always though, if anything new does come out, whether it be news, content, anything really, you know that I'm going to be all over it and you can expect videos to drop here on the channel. I've got a busy few weeks coming up. I'm wondering if you can guess what I'm doing. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you think of the changes to the medic class. But until next time, my name is Westie, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.